Just a reminder before today's programme that you can check out the previous week's worth of content here on AMTV, starting with the latest episode of the Ident Review Extra, looking at the animated 2. Also the latest episode of Overthinking, where we took a look at the popular Brum episode, The Big Town Race. And there's the latest episode of the Now Review, where we took a look at the 3 releases of Now Dance in 1990. Latest Ident Review, for our 75th episode we took a special look at a selection of idents from Disney Home Video. And for Saturday's video, as a rather special treat, we took a look at CD singles, the stuff that is still in the AMTV collection, and a quick talk about the rise and fall of the format. And now, here on AMTV, it's that time of the week again, your questions answered in the Sunday Catch-Up. Hi there guys, it's Martyn here, and welcome back to another instalment of the Sunday Catch-Up, episode 69. And before I get into your questions, just a few things I want to say first. Normally I've been giving shout-outs, but I feel it's important that this time we talk about what's going on in America with George Floyd and Black Lives Matter. Obviously what happened with Mr. Floyd is a tragedy. It shouldn't have happened. It's a continuation of a worldwide problem, not just an American problem, not just a British problem. This problem is worldwide, and I think those of us like myself who are white, especially, can do a lot to educate ourselves and to help our friends and family who are black or people of all sorts of colours, creeds, etc. There's so much more we can do. I've spent this past week really educating myself. I've been looking at resources that have been provided to try and best understand what I can do as someone who's white to try and help, whether that's to donate or to help support black artists or creatives, like particularly people in my industry. There's a lot I can do, and there's a lot we can all do. So I just wanted to say we've got a long way to go, and I think it's up to all of us to help do our bit. So I highly encourage you to go and check out these resources to help educate yourselves on what this problem is. And for those of us like me who are white, it's a case of, I saw something that I thought was quite prolific, but it's true. It said, I understand that I will never understand, but I stand. And I think that's very important. Do what you can to help the Black Lives Matter movement. It's a crucial thing, now more than ever. Next up, I wanted to talk about the channel. As I said, revenue's been cut, views are down, but I'm still making content for you guys. I would be lying if I said I didn't feel a little burnt out. Of course, I've been making daily content for you for nearly 2 months now. It's something I had not done before apart from last December, and a lot of that was done way in advance. So it is a new thing for me. Obviously, I've had more time, that's for certain, but I am starting to feel the burnout effects a little bit. So what I'm going to say is daily content's going to continue for the time being. However, as time goes on, it may go back to like having this day off, that day off. I just wanted to be straight with you guys. I think there's no point in putting on a front with this sort of thing. It's just to be honest with you as I can be. And before we get into questions, sorry about my hair. This is the lockdown look. I mean, I haven't had a haircut for nearly 3 months now, so it is getting a bit wild and crazy. I think that's all the housekeeping measures out of the way, so now we're going to get into your questions. First we have Blissful690 who says, is there really any point to Millionaire Moments videos? And you've listed your reasons why. You could argue there isn't, but I think there is. I mean, a lot of those full games I've uploaded, well, certainly at the time I've uploaded them, there were full games available, but in separate videos, like part 1, part 2, in some cases going to part 4. And I just thought it'd be good to sort of get those full games in one video, so to speak, just so it's nice, concise viewing. Yes, you said you can look at the videos yourselves, but I mean, statistically, views-wise, Millionaire Moments is the best show on the channel. It pulls in the most audience if you just look at the numbers on a base level. So, I mean, people seem to like it and watch it. There is, I mean, at the time you're watching this, you'll notice there hasn't been a Millionaire Moments this weekend. I know it's relatively low-effort content, and I don't want to rely on it. So, that's my answer for you. FP YouTube, I see you've asked me more ident review requests. I said it a few Sunday catch-ups ago, and I'll just say it again. If you leave me ident review requests in the comments for the Sunday catch-up, I will look at them and I will note them down, but I will not address them here directly. as questions, because if I did that for every ident review request I had, we would be here forever. So just a note for yourself and for anyone else who's leaving ident review requests, they're not going to be answered here as questions on the Sunday catch-up. DJF Vlog says, will you make reaction videos? Reaction videos, it's got to be something I really know I'm going to have fun reacting to. I don't just want to react to any old thing. 2, do you prefer cassette or vinyl? I think ultimately vinyl, it's a more durable format. I've had more reliability with it. Cassettes are a bit less reliable, but I've had a lot of fun with the format, especially this past year. And I think there are real merits to cassettes too. And 3, have you got Notes on a Conditional Form by the 1975? Yes, I do. I have it on cassette. I was tempted to buy the vinyl version, but at the time, I don't know if it's come down, but the pre-order was about £32, which for a new vinyl, I'm not going to pay that much because I'm cheap apparently. The fam says, favourite Now album between 50 and 70? That is a excellent question. Well, what's that? That's like 2001 to 2008, roughly. I'm actually going to say Now 70 because that was my very first Now that I owned on CD. Kyle Wright says, have you been to Breen in Somerset? No, I haven't. 2, favourite tracks on Now 105? I love some of the Dua Lipa stuff they've got on there. I love Lady Gaga's Stupid Love Song. There's a lot of good stuff for 2020. I've actually been impressed with the charts so far. And 3, did you hear that Michael Angelis, narrator of Thomas the Tank Engine, has sadly passed away? Yes, I have. It's a great shame. He actually did it way longer than Ringo Starr did. I think the only reason Ringo Starr's remembered more by many as the voice of Thomas is because it's Ringo Starr. But yeah, Michael Angelis is it's a great shame, man. Ribbalai says, favourite song by Little Mix? There's a song on their LM5 album called More Than Words. Highly recommend you check that out. 2, favourite song by Dua Lipa? I actually quite like the end track of Future Nostalgia, Boys Will Be Boys, but there's so many great songs on that album, like Physical and Break My Heart. But yeah, I'm going to say Boys Will Be Boys. And 3, did you know that Boy George from Culture Club turns really nasty after a drink of alcohol? No, I don't, because I've never met him and I wouldn't know how he is after a drink. The Cal John 1 says, do you have any Now albums on cassette? Yes, I have a selection. I think the earliest I have now is Now 4, and I sort of have them here and there, not all the way through, but the latest one I've got is actually Now 50 on cassette from 2001. I've noticed when you get into the 2000s with cassettes, they start to get a bit rarer and higher in price. So I've got mostly everything from Now 4 to Now 50, but there's a lot of gaps. Second question is basically, have you ever witnessed fights at McDonald's? Not fights, I've witnessed people get very angry for no reason, like just because they're impatient and they can't wait for their food, but no one's ever fought each other, thankfully. And 3, what are your thoughts on the Disney character Goofy? I like Goofy. He's probably one of the better characters of like that original lineup of, like Mickey, Donald, etc. Yeah, I've always liked Goofy. Zachary Gatt says, did you watch the Simpsons movie on Film 4? Well, that's not where I first watched it. I first watched it in the cinema back in 2007, and I actually owned it on All Things. Remember the PSP? It had the UMD video discs. I had it on UMD, but I own it on DVD now too. Oh, and you've left me some more fan art. Let's have a look. Hang on. Oh, wow. Adam's Bizarre Adventure. Stand name Quick Maths. Oh, man, that's cool. Is that like a robot version of me? Like with the 2 on his head? I'm going all blue, like Super Saiyan stuff. No, that's cool, man. Thank you very much. Thank you for the fan art. Appreciate it. Keep working at it, man. If you want to keep making more, it gets better each time. And 3, do you watch Family Guy and American Dad on ITV2? No, I grew out of that a long time ago. KGS says, what did you think of Betty DeVille? That's Phil and Lil's mum, innit? Yeah, she was a character. She was probably the funniest parent out of the batch. And should Mr. Burns be stopped for environmental sake? Yes, always. And 3, did you ever get scared of Big Cook, Little Cook? Not really. I mean, it was a weird concept, like a really tiny cook and a big cook, but it didn't creep me out. Anonymous says, will you replace Millionaire Moments with something else because it's getting really boring? Some of you guys don't like Millionaire Moments. I mean, I always say, if you don't want to watch the videos, then don't watch them. I mean, I've seen you guys comment, some of you say, oh, I just watched the ident review, or I just watched the Sunday catch-up. So if you find them boring, you don't have to click on them. Doesn't mean I'm going to stop making them, but I mean, yeah, if you find them boring, don't watch them. 2, what's your dream car? If you're not a car guy, what's wrong with you? I hate to burst your bubble. Not really a car guy. As long as it's got 4 wheels and it moves, it's just a car, innit? And 3, Susan Boyle was on Britain's Got Talent, not the X Factor. Thank you for correcting me. She was in 2009, I believe. Hassan Junaid says, when do nightclubs reopen? Not a clue, mate, but it shouldn't be for a good while. Have you seen Alice in Wonderland, the 1985 film? I haven't, but I did see... Who did a review on it? Was it James Rolfe of Cinemassacre? Someone did a review on it, the 1985 Alice, so I'd highly recommend that. And 3, what's your favourite gangster films? I haven't really seen many gangster movies, I'm going to be honest with you, so I can't really answer that one. Roman says, can we be friends? Yeah, why not? The Unexpected says, would you ever take up a voice acting role for an animated TV show or movie? Of course, man, if the opportunity presented itself and it was a project I knew I'd have a passion for and stuff like that, then yeah, I'd absolutely take up a voiceover role. And 2, what place would you love to visit during your lifetime? That is a good, I mean, I've never been to like Hungary and Budapest. There's actually lots of places in Europe I haven't visited yet, like Croatia or Czechoslovakia, or there's loads, man. So loads of little places like that. Max Jackson says, since you like Harry Potter, what are your thoughts on the Fantastic Beasts films? Well, the first one I thought was pretty fun, nothing groundbreaking, but it was good. The second one, it wasn't really about the Fantastic Beasts. It was more about the Grindelwald thing, and I mean, I know they're making a third one, but I've sort of lost the drive for it, you know. 2, have you seen The Iron Giant? Yeah, I used to have that movie on VHS. That was one of my favourites. It really different sort of movie, but a great sort of movie. So if you haven't seen it, I highly recommend you check out The Iron Giant. And which foreign countries do you think make the best foreign films? I mean, that is a question. In terms of horror, I watched some really good Spanish horror films, so the Spanish have a really good grasp on it. Giant monster movies, it's got to be the Japanese, you know, stuff like Godzilla and all that. They make great monster movies. It depends on the genre. Larchin Film says, have you seen the market ads? What, the Meerkat ones? I've seen a load of them. They all sort of blend into one. 2, have you seen the 2009 Comic Relief ad? Is that... Wait, Comic Relief, not Children in Need. 2009 was one Peter Kay did that animated thing, wasn't it? But I don't think it was Comic Relief. I can't remember. And 3, could you do a review on the Hedgehog's road safety ads? Oh, yeah, I remember those. The King of the Road. They'd probably get copyrighted, wouldn't they? I'll look into it. Garfield Pikmin fan says, have you seen the movie Scott Pilgrim vs. the World and your favourite 3D Mario game? I haven't seen Scott Pilgrim, but I do own the deluxe DVD. And my favourite 3D Mario game, it's probably got to be Mario Galaxy, because that's the one I played the most as a kid, and I really loved it. So yeah, Mario Galaxy for me. Dr. Floyd03 Productions says, have you seen Paths of Glory? And if you haven't, it's one of the best anti-war movies ever. I think my brother owns it on DVD, but I've certainly never seen it. But if it's that good, I might have to watch it. 2, have you seen The Theory of Everything? Yes, excellent movie with Eddie Redmayne. Rightly deserved his Oscar for that one as well. If you haven't seen it, it's about the life of Stephen Hawking. Highly recommended. And 3, have you ever seen someone get arrested? Not like actually get arrested. I've seen a lot of scuffles people have had with police, but I've not actually seen anyone like be handcuffed. Doctor Who fan says, which season of Doctor Who do you prefer? Season 12, season 13 or 14? So that's Tom Baker's first 3 seasons. Probably in terms of those stories, it would be a toss-up between 13 and 14. Well, in fact, it's hard because they're all great in their own way, but season 13 I just think has even more engaging stories. I know season 14 has Talons and all that sort of stuff, but I think season 13 will win it for me by an inch. 2, favourite British sitcom? I never really watched many sitcoms. I mean, I watched Vicar of Dibley for a bit. It's not technically a sitcom. Or is it? I don't know. Good question, man. There was some good stuff on BBC Three, sitcom-wise. And 3, have you ever seen the infamous Doctor Who Live, The After Party? Yes. Yes, I have. I watched that thing live after the 50th anniversary special aired, and it was just terribly awkward. No, we need to forget The After Party. Chat says, have you ever seen the Disney film Meet the Robinsons? Yes, I have. I think I saw it in the cinema at the time. That was 2007. It's okay. It's not one of Disney's best. Out of these bionic superpowers, which one would you rather have? So the options are night vision, super strength, super speed, super intellect, or heightened senses. I'm surprised flight's not on there. I'd love to fly. Probably out of those, super speed, because I like to run fast anyway, so I'll go for speed. And 3, do you know what it's like to be bullied? I was a little, only a tiny bit, in it wasn't even like bullying, it was more like, when young kids just sort of dig on each other, but they don't really realise the implications of what they're saying. I'd like to think I was never bullied, severely as a child. I always sort of tried to my mantra was, if I just try and get on with people, even the kids who are the more tougher kids or whatever, then hopefully they'll just get on with me, and that seemed to work, so. But, it's never nice to be bullied. Liam Piper says, do you remember the model of the first computer? If so, which version of Windows did it run? I'm not that old. I don't know the first model, mate, and I don't know what version of Windows it ran either. And 2, what do you think of the virtual versions of the sports that have been taking place? Well, I don't watch sports, so I mean, yeah, great that they're continuing for their fans, but hasn't really affected me. And if there was a video that you could remake, which would it be and why? I'd love to remake some of my oldest brief history videos, like the 5 main channels and, well, the millionaire one now, because there's added history. The only problem with those videos is they got taken down. Clearly the powers that be who own the clips I use don't like it, so whoops. Tim Goodwin says, do you think that the fallout over Dominic Cummings and the government's record on you-know-what could lead to the fall of the current government? Oh, I could only hope. I don't think it'll lead to the fall, but I think after this is all over, Boris and his government will, it's taken a big beating because this issue has affected a lot of us, so I'd like to think it'll show him that he can't just mug us off whenever he likes. Tall Autism 2006 says, have you heard of the band Nickelback? I have, yeah, they're alright. Not really like my thing, but they're okay. 2, Windows or Mac? I mean, I used Windows for a long time, but once you go Mac, you can't go back. And 3, what is your favourite window on the World Ident from BBC Two, eh? Favourite window on the World Ident? I mean, it's one of the basic ones, but I always love the Waves one, where they're crashing against the rock formation too. That one's just great. Evan Reed says, can you do a video on Thomas and the Magic Railroad Director's Cut? There's a Director's Cut? Who knew, man? I mean, I love the Magic Railroad. Maybe I will do a review on it at some point, eh? Steve's channel says, what first triggered your interest in idents and close downs, etc.? Honestly, don't know. I just, when I got into my teen years, you see the old ones, and I don't know, I was just really, really interested and have been ever since. I'm glad that there's people like you guys who enjoy it as well. It's not just me. I'd always love to be able to write, an ident book, proper, just guide to idents. That'd be cool. 2, why is it so many of us do have this nostalgia for things like close downs? It's funny, isn't it? I don't know. Maybe it's like the way they were made, that old style that triggers some sort of nostalgia that wasn't even there for us. But there's something timeless about idents and close downs, I think, that appeals to a lot of people. And 3, is there any area of TV history or new things you'd like to do on the channel which are in the pipeline? I'll be honest, nothing in the pipeline. I'm just keeping the regular things going at the minute. I always want to try and do new things, but I've got to wait for the right inspiration to strike, if that makes sense. I never want to do anything that feels forced or rushed in that sense. So if I get a good idea, I'll definitely act upon it. Christopher Kenyon says, have you seen the Audrey Hepburn films Roman Holiday, Sabrina, and Breakfast at Tiffany's? I've not seen all 3 of them, which is probably really bad, so I need to act on that, don't I? Media Lover says, are you relieved that the Premier League will be back, which means Liverpool might win? I mean, Liverpool was so far ahead that they should win, really. Well, yeah, let's hope they do. And did you buy the original DVD release of The 5 Doctors from 1999 before a much better edition came out in 2008? Well, I didn't buy it, but I got given it to me as a Christmas present in 2005, the 99 version. I didn't buy the 2008 version until much, much later. Matthew Payton says, what about Nightmare for overthinking? That's a good idea. 2, did you know before he played Captain Jack in Doctor Who, John Barrowman presented Live and Kickin'? I didn't know that. I didn't really watch Live and Kickin'. Well, either I wasn't around or I was too young. LFC Gamer and Vlog says, do you use Tumblr, Snapchat and Pinterest? No to all 3, I'm afraid. And 2, did you used to watch Balamory as a kid? Only in the mornings, just as it, came on when I was up for school, but not avidly. And 3, have you heard that Michelangelo, yes, he passed away, unfortunately. Our wonderful narrator has left us. It's a great shame. His episodes of Thomas, by the way, listen to his narration. It's really lovely. Jordan Howell says, did you recognise me when I was Nintendo, Sega, CBBC, CITV, Disney, Nick, CM, Brony 1998 back in 2018 or 19? Well, no, I didn't, but I did wonder where that person went, but turns out it was just you, Jordan, so thank you for sticking around. The Original Being says, which do you prefer, Now 13 or 32? So they were the first albums you listened to. So Now 13 was, 1988, and Now 32 was 1995. Now 13, Now 13's better. 2, which favourite chocolate bars that have been discontinued? I think all the ones I eat still exist, although Cadbury's did have, I think it was for the Olympics, the 2012 Olympics, they had a spots and stripes bar where it was a mix of dark and white chocolate. Those were gorgeous. I don't know why they stopped. So that, yeah, definitely that. And 3, thoughts on the Bee Gees output from the 1960s. I've got to be honest, mate, I haven't listened to the Bee Gees output from the 1960s. I know that's really bad, but I've only really known them for their 70s, 80s, and 90s stuff, but I'll have to listen to the 60s stuff. Matthew Hodgson says, what do you think about Lad Baby? Well, he's had Christmas #1, hasn't he, twice in a row, so that's good on him. I mean, he's doing it for a good cause. He's all right. I don't watch his videos avidly or anything, but he seems like a sound guy. So Joseph Adam has asked, do you remember watching the Doctor Who serial Trial of a Time Lord? Yes, I do. I got that set in 2009 for my birthday. I loved it then. And I love it now. I've got it on Blu-ray. And 2, do you remember listening to Motown records? I mean, not of the time they came out, but I certainly do love Motown, you know, Jackson 5 and Diana Ross and the Supremes, Stevie Wonder, Smokey Robinson, all those artists. They're great, iconic artists. Time Lord Master 108 says, have you heard of the Doctor Who YouTuber Batman March? No, I haven't. That's... okay, you've left me a little... I'll have to check him out then. And 2, are you looking forward to Resolution of the Daleks? Is it Resolution or is it Revolution of the Daleks? I hope it's not Resolution, because we've already had something called Resolution. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's new Doctor Who. I'll always look forward to new Doctor Who. And 3, have you ever heard of the cancelled 30th anniversary special Lost in the Dark Dimension? There's an animated reconstruction on YouTube. So thank you for the link. Yes, I've heard of that. And when you... I mean, it sounded like a cool concept, but really I think what they were going for and how Doctor Who wasn't really loved by the BBC then, I almost thought it was certainly never going to happen. But I'll check out that animated recon. Nathan Simpson has also brought up that Mr. Angelus has died. Thank you. That's... yeah, it is a shame. It is a great shame. Michael Angelus, I mean, he has done lots of other work as well, but I mainly know him for narrating Thomas. He just had such a very calming presence about him when he narrated it. You felt very comfortable, you felt very engaged. He did a great job, and it's a shame that he's now no longer with us. And 2, can you do an overthinking about Ragdolly Anna? I haven't heard of it, but I'll look into it. And you've said Boobar was on CITV, not CBeebies. Thank you for correcting me there, Nathan. Cooking at Nan's says, hi, how you doing? Not bad, mate. How you doing? Jeff Davies says, have you got any Nirvana albums? I do not own any Nirvana albums. Whoops. 2, have you ever been to Pontefract? I've probably passed through it, but I've never, remember stopping through there. And favourite breakfast? I mean, I always have a Weetabix. Have you had your Weetabix? And some toasted tea cakes, because, you know, why not? Jen Wetzel says, what do you think of Bob the Builder? I mean, I watched the original series. Obviously, I watched the new one. Did you know Bob the Builder had a #1 hit with his version of Mambo No. 5? If you didn't, there's that little bit of trivia for you. And can you do a review on Now 50? I mean, it is my dream to do, an actual numbered review series of the Nows at some point. I don't know when that's going to happen, but I'm hoping it'll happen sometime in the near future. And those are all your questions, but just a reminder, as I've pinned Real Oliver's comment, that I will be doing a live Sunday catch-up. That's right, a live Sunday catch-up at 8:30 this Sunday. So, I mean, well, if you're watching it now, then it's about to happen on Discord. So join the link and head on over there, and I'll be answering it live. If you have missed it, if you're watching this later, don't worry. Hopefully the first one would have been a success, and I'll be aiming to do it as a regular thing every Sunday at 8:30. But it's just something I wanted to try on the Discord. If you haven't joined anyway, I'll pop the link in the description, or someone will probably post it in the comments, where you can join the Discord server, you can join in with discussions, debates, and the live Sunday catch-up. So I'll leave you with that. But thank you very much for asking your questions. Leave your comments down below for your questions, and they will be answered in next week's Sunday catch-up. We will pace forward with content. You'll have all the usual things on the channel, and maybe some new things as well. Just keep your eyes well and truly peeled. Please like the video as well. Subscribe to the channel if you're new at the time of this recording. We're just over 50% of the way to 10k, and we've got about just over 3 weeks to hit our goal of 10,000 subscribers. I know views and stuff have been down, but the more you guys can support the channel, I would really, really appreciate it. So please get the word out there. Subscribe to the channel if you're brand new. And until the next one, I will see you guys next time. Well, that does bring us to a close this evening on AMTV. We do hope you enjoyed the programme, and please do keep your eyes open for brand new content that will be coming to you soon. Until then, have a very good week, and we hope that you join us again soon. Good night.